Hello, welcome to News Roundup, where we bring you highlights and key stories. I'm Sharifat Ibrahim. First, the headlines. Federal government approves historic NYC overhaul. President Tinubu signs NAMC Act into law. Kogi government enforces new security protocols. World Cup enters defining stage as title race intensifies. Now the news in detail. The Federal Executive Council has approved comprehensive reform of the National Youth Service Corps under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration, marking the first holistic overhaul of the scheme in its 53-year history. Announcing the decision, Minister of Youth Development Ayodele Olawande said since its establishment in 1973 for national unity and reconciliation after the Civil War, the NYC has not undergone such a thorough review. According to him, the reforms were developed through collaboration between the Ministries of Youth Development and Education and the Office of the Special Advisor to the President on Policy Coordination. The goal is to reposition the NYC beyond a simple mobilization program into a civilian-led, skill-oriented and productivity-driven institution that supports the President's vision of building a $1 trillion economy. Olawande emphasized that key elements of the reform include a technology-driven call-up process, risk-sensitive deployment of corps members taking security concerns into account, improved orientation camps, and the redesign of the passing out parade into a proper graduation ceremony. Professional identity for corps members will also be introduced, and the NYC Act will be amended to reflect the new framework. A major highlight is the restructuring of the orientation program. Corps members will now undergo targeted training divided into civic responsibility and national values, career mapping, basic accounting, business planning, and access to finance, followed by specialized training in one of 11 core streams. These streams include agriculture, medical, education, tech and digital literacy, legal, public service, infrastructure, green economy, enterprise, creative economy, and paramilitary and security. He maintained that each corps member will select a stream based on their academic background and skills. Officials emphasized that this bold reform will strengthen human capital development, equip Nigerian youth with practical skills, and better align the NYSC with national development priorities. The changes are expected to take immediate effect once the necessary legal amendments are completed. And President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has signed the National Identity Management Commission Act 2026 into law, ushering in a new digital identity era for Nigeria. The act replaces a nearly 20-year-old framework with a modern, secure system that positions the country for its $1 trillion economy ambition. Speaking after the signing ceremony at the presidential villa in Abuja, President Tinubu said Nigeria's identity system operated for nearly 20 years under a law written for a different era. He noted that the new law makes the national identification number compulsory for key transactions including passports, voter registration, bank accounts, land dues, telecom services, taxes, pensions, insurance and government services. The Act strengthens personal data protection by aligning with the Nigerian Data Protection Act and includes special measures to enroll vulnerable Nigerians and those without permanent addresses. It also eases identity services for Nigerians in the diaspora. In a major crackdown on identity fraud, penalties have been dramatically increased and corporate bodies face fines of up to 20 million naira, while individuals convicted of offenses like multiple registration, impersonation, and unauthorized access will serve a minimum of 5 years in jail. The NAMC is now the root certification authority for Nigeria's digital infrastructure and has been granted powers to investigate, search, seize evidence, decrypt data, and arrest suspects. The Commission's governing board has also been reconstituted with representatives from 14 key agencies, including INEC, Police, DSS, EFCC, and the Central Bank. President Tinubu described the new law as part of the renewed hope agenda to build a more secure, inclusive, and prosperous Nigeria. And in a bid to safeguard lives and property across the state, the Kogi state government has rolled out a comprehensive set of security measures aimed at combating insecurity. This was disclosed by the Commissioner for Information and Communications, Kingsley Fanwo, in a new set of security protocols published by the government. Victoria Stephen report.
The The government called on residents to comply fully with the new security protocols in support of ongoing efforts to rid the state of criminal elements. According to the commissioner, the government has ordered a total crackdown on all unregistered vehicles and motorcycles across the state to strengthen security monitoring and curb criminal activities. He further stated that buildings used for criminal activities would be demolished, while owners of such properties would be prosecuted in accordance with the law. FAWU also urged churches and mosques to strengthen security at their worship centers by working closely with security agencies, adding that religious gatherings in vulnerable locations have been suspended until further notice. The commissioner noted that the ban on commercial motorcycle operations in the Bono hinterlands remains in force, while markets in the affected areas will remain closed until further notice as part of measures to restore peace and security. He warned landlords against harboring criminals, stressing that anyone found providing shelter to criminal elements would be treated as an accomplice and prosecuted in accordance with the law. The government also directed hotels to maintain complete and verifiable records of all guests and install and maintain functional closed-circuit television cameras to enhance surveillance and support security operations. The government appealed to residents to remain vigilant and support security agencies by promptly reporting suspicious movements and activities. I'm Victoria Stephen.
Kogi State Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo has commended the people of Ekinru-Ade in Ijumu local government area for their enduring unity, rich cultural heritage and unwavering commitments to community development. The governor gave the commendation at the 33rd Ekinru-Ade Day Carnival, where he was represented by his deputy, Comrade Joy Salifu. Domino Yakobo report.
Governor Dodo praised the launch of a 750 million infrastructure development fund by the community, describing the initiative as a remarkable demonstration of communal spirit and partnership in driving sustainable growth. He described the annual celebration as a testament to the community's strong sense of identity and collective resolve to advance development. He reaffirmed his administration's commitment to ensuring equitable development across Kogi State through sustained investments in critical sectors, including road infrastructure, healthcare, education, agriculture, youth empowerment, and security. The governor also praised the Central Planning Committee chaired by veteran journalist Babajide Otitoju for the successful organization of the carnival and for sustaining the cultural values and traditions of the Ekinru-Ade people. I am Dominion Yakubu.
The news roundup is coming to you on Lugat TV. We'll be back shortly. Stay with us.
In the heart of Nigeria lies a convergence of opportunities, resilience, and unmistakable greatness. Kogi State, here, leadership is not defined by words, but by actions taken, by systems strengthened, and by lives transformed. Understanding that no development can thrive without peace, the Ododo-led administration has taken bold and decisive actions to secure lives and property. Kogi State witnessed a strategic upgrade of its security architecture with the deployment of 2 advanced HP-20 surveillance drones, providing real-time intelligence across vast and difficult terrains. Hundreds of operational security vehicles were deployed.
We have men that can confront this criminal. I'm very happy with the level of operational successes that they have recorded thus far, and we are not stopping here. We are moving on until we push them out of our land.
We intend to make sure that the forests and the communities of Kogi State once again enjoy peace.
Alhaji Ahmed Usman Dudu has been supportive to our operational engagement within the state. By this initiative, I am confident that His Excellency has reaffirmed his commitment to ensuring consistent support, collaboration, and cooperation with the Nigerian Army.
With this tense situation of security you see perceive, may God Almighty reward you. Sir, the military men demonstrated their professionalism If not for their effort, nobody will be found here again.
They are doing work, fine. We appreciate them all the time. They are patrol all around.
Because of several clearance operations, I think we're having headway, and God is giving us victory over them. In the last couple of days, is victory all along for us and for our security agencies.
Governor is a proactive governor. He's a silent achiever. As far as security is concerned, he has proffered solution to security issues by ensuring that salaries are being paid on time. And so some serious-minded people have resigned from crime. The only advice I have for the governor is to continue the good work he is doing.
In a historic move, members of the Vigilante Service have been formally integrated into the civil service, professionalizing community security and strengthening trust between the government and the people. As security improved, confidence returned, farms reopened, markets stayed active, and communities live in peace.
Continue to reflect on our achievements, learn from our past, and continue to strive for a more inclusive, prosperous, and more united Kogi State.
Welcome back. Kogi State Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo has called on retired professionals in Nigeria's power sector to contribute their wealth of experience and institutional knowledge to support ongoing reforms aimed at transforming the nation's power sector. Governor Ododo made the appeal during a meeting with retired leaders and professionals in the power sector. He described the gathering as more than a reunion of distinguished retirees, saying it provided an opportunity to harness decades of expertise that remain critical to achieving sustainable reforms in the power sector. Drawing from his personal experience as a former employee member of the defunct National Electric Power Authority, NEPA, the governor said the discipline, integrity, teamwork, and commitment to service he acquired during his years in the power sector continue to shape his leadership and approach to governance. The governor commended President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his commitment to repositioning the power sector through strategic reforms, institutional restructuring, and the appointment of competent professionals to manage the sector. He also praised the Minister of Power, Joseph Olashukomi, for adopting an inclusive approach by engaging stakeholders, including retired experts, in the ongoing reform in the sector. Speaking on behalf of the retired professionals, Dr. Samuel Agbogun commended the governor's achievements, particularly in governance and security. Speakers at the meeting commended Governor Ododo's leadership, describing his administration as visionary, disciplined, and development-driven. The Vice-Chancellor of Confluence University of Science and Technology, COSTECH Osara, Professor Abdurrahman Salau, has announced that contractors will soon be mobilized to commence the construction of staff quarters as part of ongoing efforts by the university to improve staff welfare and enhance the working environment. This was contained in a statement by the university's Information Public Relations and Protocol Unit. Victoria Stephen, report.
Professor Salau, who is also the chairman of congregation, made the announcements during the 5th meeting of the university congregation held at the campus in Osara. Addressing members of the congregation, the vice-chancellor disclosed that the construction of staff quarters would soon commence, describing the project as one of several initiatives aimed at improving staff welfare and strengthening institutional development. He urged staff to remain committed to the university's core values of excellence, integrity, and innovation while sustaining efforts towards producing highly skilled graduates capable of competing on the global stage. Professor Salau also expressed profound appreciation to Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo for his unwavering support and commitment to the development of COSTECH. According to him, the governor's continued interventions have accelerated infrastructural development and positioned the university for greater accomplishments. I'm Victoria Stephen.
And on sports, the race for football's biggest prize has entered a decisive phase as the 2026 FIFA World Cup moves into the knockout rounds, with the world's leading football nations securing places in the quarterfinals. After an exciting group stage and the expanded round of 32, attention has now shifted to high-stakes encounters where every win is a step closer to the trophy. Traditional powerhouses including Brazil, France, England, Spain and Portugal remain in contention, while several emerging teams have continued to prove that the gap between footballs and the rest of the world is narrowing. The tournament, jointly hosted by the United States, Canada and Mexico, has delivered memorable moments, dramatic upsets and impressive individual performances, highlighting the success of FIFA's expanded 48-team format, which has given more nations the opportunity to compete on football's biggest stage. With each passing round, the pressure continues to mount as teams chase a place in the July 19 final. Fans across the world are eagerly anticipating more thrilling contests, knowing that every mistake could end a nation's World Cup dream, while every victory is one step closer to lifting football's most coveted trophy. And that is it on this week's episode of News Roundup. Until next week, I'm Sherifat Ibrahim. Thank you for staying with us.